Very good morning, all. Students, we are discussing chapter number 5, inventory management, for the subject production and operation. Yesterday, we have started this inventory management chapter and we have discussed about what do we mean by inventory, and then what are the different types of inventories, and then what is the classification of inventory, and why inventory is required to keep. What are the different reasons for keeping the. Now we will discuss about this today, inventory control. Then followed by this, we will discuss about the objectives, what are the benefits, and what are the different costs associated with inventory. And then inventory control terminology we will discuss, and then we will discuss about the EOQ, what is the concept of economic order quantity. So let us start. Inventory control. Inventory control is a planned approach of determining what to order, when to order, how much to order, and how much to stock. So that the various costs associated with buying and storing are optimal without interrupting the production sales and sales. So yesterday we have discussed some introduction about this. Now we will go in more detail today about this control. So inventory control is a plan approach of determine. It is required to determine. It is about the stock. So what to order, what is required to order, when it should be ordered, how much to order, and then how much to stock. Because after ordering also, what is your consumption for daily, 15 days, quarterly, monthly, yearly, and after daily consumption, what is your inventory for that particular month, what is your inventory for that after 3 months, and what is the cost of the storing. So storing are optimal, the cost associated with buying and cost associated with storage. If any item is available readily in the market, no variation in the price as far as the season is concerned, as far as the time variation is concerned. Demand any time, there may be some 5-10 paisa variation, 0.1 0.2 rupees variation, and available within 1 or 2 days also. For such items, why it is required to keep for 6 months and 1 year, and investing the or blocking that particular money, and again taking the care required for storing for that particular material. So this is nothing but the inventory control. The decision is taken here. It is a planned approach, and it will determine, this control will determine that what to order, what is the item that is required to order, when it should require to order. When means not only now, on daily basis, on monthly basis, quarterly basis, fortnightly, 15 days, 7 days, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. One item required, order in once a year and preserve it for next 1 year. One item required and easily available, order monthly. Like this. How much to order, the quantity. This quantity and when, they are go simultaneously, hand in hand. And how much to stock. This is very important. Though we order it, are we having the capacity to stock it? Okay, whatever the space required and whatever different cost associated with making the stock, can this same space can be utilized for other stocking, etc., etc. So this is nothing but these all approaches combinedly, and this is all the things are considered in a planned approach, and it is nothing but the inventory control. So inventory control basically deals with two problems. When should an order be placed, order level, and how much should be ordered. 2 points are discussed here, friends. When should an order be placed? It is not about that when means morning 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock. It is not like that. When means order level, that what you decide that these are the items which are frequently required and readily available in market. Such items can be ordered once in a month. Such items can be ordered fortnightly. No problem. No variation in price also. So in under such circumstances, and what is the how much should be order quantity. So this depends upon the daily consumption or daily requirement of that particular item in the shop floor or in the use wherever it is required. And very important, friends, If we are ordering that it is available in market now at very lesser price, and let us order that, okay, everything is agreed, are we have or do we have that much space to store and that much capacity to store it without hampering the other storage. So it is also important. So when should an order be placed and how much should be ordered, these two things are very important. These questions are answered by use of inventory models. So there are different inventory models. So every model has having its own characteristics, and they will answer that when and how much and how to stock and how much is to order, like that. These answers will be given by that particular model. The scientific inventory control system strikes the balance between loss due to non-availability of an item or carrying the stock of an item. Very important. The scientific inventory control system. This is the important word, inventory control. So this inventory control system make the balance. Here it is shown the balance between loss due to non-availability of an item. Assume that 50 items are required for any one of the case, and there are only 45. See, if inventory control system is good, this situation will not be. So it will make the balance between non-availability of the material. So it will take the care, inventory control will take the care that always an item should be available as per the requirement of the production, or carrying the stock of an item. Same thing. Balance between non-availability and balance between carrying the stock means preserving the stock, making stock. So it is not the case that 1000 items we will buy, and we will, though only 100 items are required, 1000 items consumption it will take next 10 months. So is it required to store it? Okay, one question. If not, what is required for a month? 100. Okay, go for 100 per month. So this is the inventory control system approach. So this inventory control system ensure, and it will strike the balance between non-availability. So it will not say that go for 1000 buying, and it is also not say that go for 100 buying. So what it will ensure, there may be a solution that just to buy 200, that 1 month stock additional, or just buy, what is the time for next procurement, let us say that 10 days. So just to buy a lot of 150, so 1 month stock plus next half month, and the order will be repeated every month, or one order is given and the planning is given that every month first week 100 items will be received. So like this something may be there, so it will achieve the balance. So totally non-availability of an item, because any firm don't want to store, it is one case. So it will hamper the production, it will hamper the delivery schedule, and the customers will not satisfactory, it is having the another side effects. And if we carry the stock not required, it's a in huge quantity which is not required for that production, again the stock carrying, blocking of that particular money, and carrying the stock and various costs associated with the all money will get blocked. So these are the two different things, and inventory control is the tries to balance these two things. Scientific inventory control aims at maintaining the optimum level of stock goods required by the company at minimum cost to the company. This is I am explaining. We have taken that 100 requirement per month, so 10 months requirement 1000, and we are having the demand or further next 10-month order that every month one company, assume that XYZ company, and some product is required every month, that 100 product they should manufacture. Okay, let us take simple, let they are making any wooden tables and some artwork on that wooden tables, etc. And every month a very small firm is there, and having very less space for utilization, and only 5-6 workers are means working there, and the target for them is 100 table per month, and they can go for this 100 table per month, no problem. Now here is the case, 10-month order is there, 100 table order is there, and every month the customer want 100 table only. And in this way, 10 months, the customer has given already advance payment that 1000 tables I want. So now the choice with that particular manager, or you can say the proprietor of that small firm, is should he go for buying all the you can say uh, plywood and other material required for making the tables, wooden tables, Is he having that much space so that he can go for it? No. You can assume that very, you can say a small shop. You can say that 20 by 25, like just one hall is there, and in that hall he is operating that particular firm, having 2 3 machines, and people are doing the work, and they are having one storage space of similar size. So if such a condition is there, like our one classroom they are trying to handle, and they are making the folding tables, so can he go for that one? Though he is having the order of 1000 tables, will he go for, or I will say, should he go for that condition for taking the material what is required for 1000 table in 1 month only? No. What he will do, he will go for, or he should go for, whatever the space available and whatever the material available. So this is the scientific inventory control. Maintain the optimum level. The production should not be stopped. The customer should be satisfactory. What is the required customer's goods? 100 per month. It should be delivered to that customer, and accordingly the material can be procured. So the material can be procured in 9 different lots or 10 different lots, and the scientific inventory control aims at maintaining the optimum level. It is not the case that now it is required go to market and bring the formic and bring the plywood and start working. Okay, one person will go for bringing, other 5 persons will be idle for that time. Machine will be idle. This is also not solution. And whatever the material required for that 1000 table, bring it once only. It is not also the solution. So what is the golden mean? It is the optimum level of stock goods required by the company at minimum cost, and this is nothing but the scientific inventory control. Objectives of inventory control. Now yesterday 1 2 examples, today this one example, you are having more clear picture about this. So the objectives also will easily be understood. To ensure the adequate supply of product to customers and avoid shortage as far as possible. Try to correlate with just example whatever we have taken. The inventory control will ensure the adequate supply of product to customer. What is the demand from the customer? 100. It should be supplied, and avoid shortages as far as possible. So no shortage. 100 is the requirement. Every month 100 should be delivered to that customer. To make sure that the financial investment in inventory is minimum. To see that working capital is blocked to the minimum possible extent. Every month 100 is required. Same example I am taking. Wherever applicable as far as this different objectives are concerned, I am trying to fit that one example only, so that it will be somewhat easy for you to also understand or digest the concept. To make sure the financial investment in inventory is minimum. That firm has to deliver 100 tables per month. What is required for that 100 tables? That should be purchased. If the firm will go for purchasing the formic and this whatever the plywood is required, and whatever the other things like Fevicol etc. required for it, for 1000 table at one time only, the working capital, that capital is blocked for next 9 months. So minimum extent possible, the amount should be blocked. Efficient purchasing, storing, consumption, and accounting for materials is an important objective. Efficient purchasing, wherever we are getting somewhat at lesser price cost. Efficient storing, so that it will have no effect as far as any atmosphere or any other pointers are consumption, and accounting for materials. So consumption, what is required in appropriate quantity, how much that material can be saved, and it can be, means you can say optimum utilization of materials also here is one of the objective. Okay. To maintain timely record of inventories of all items and maintain the stock within the desired limit. To maintain timely record of inventory. So what is the different things required, so that you can say here for this making of this table, I can say foldable table. So some plywood, then formic, then Fevicol, and then you can say the below structure is made up of, or you can say stand or legs, whatever. It is made up of like this folding, and it is get fold. So like this folding is there. So what are the different things required as far as this metallic pipes and rubber bushes, etc. So what are the different things required for 100? If it is not the case that within one day that company will go for making of the 100 tables. So assuming for 5 holidays and 25, so if their target is every day make 4 tables. If they are not purchasing the quantity for, means at major quantity is there for 1 month also, so continuously maintaining. So today if that inventory will show that okay, only now 2 days material is there, only 8 tables can be manufactured, so like this the action can be taken. So to maintain the timely record of inventory, because if you are following the inventory everything but you are not record keeping, then the stock will not be maintained at the desired limit. So there is one desired limit. If you assume at your home also, let us take the example of rice. In Marathi, you can call it as tandul. So rice, what in your home, assume that there is one jar. Assume that the jar is of transparent. Huh? A transparent glass jar, or you can say plastic jar with some good aesthetics is kept for this. And now this is the bigger jar is there, you assume. And see, it is applied in our home. We don't know actually. Our mother is much more expert to maintain the stock within desired limit. So it will not happen in many of the cases that the rice completely over and now there is no rice for eating. So this mother will take care that EOQ, whatever the optimum quantity and the desired limits. If this is the bottom line and your rice is up to this level, immediately it is required to be purchased, and mother will say that now it is time to replenishment, refill of that jar once again, so that there will not be uh, shortage. To ensure timely action of replacement, this is one next point. Okay, you know that it is not in the limit. Okay, what is next? After knowing also, if you are not taking action for replenishment, definitely there will be shortage. So if you come to know that next 5 days the tables can be made, there is no material available for the 6th day for making the table, whatever is required. This is your desired limit, you said. Now, after understanding that the material is required to be purchased, your next action is you should purchase. Ensure the action of replenishment. To provide the a reserve stock for variations in lead times of delivery of material. See, there is some reserve stock concept. So if variation in lead time, we will see the terminology. When you will release the order that we want this material and processing the order, and you will get the material physically in your hand. So what is this time in between is the lead time. So if the lead time is varied due to some market conditions, due to some transportation, for example, that material provider has sent the material, but there is somewhat you can say variations like strikes, or you can say any of these traffic problems, or in other word you can say some of the disturbances as far as this law and order is concerned, and the truck is not able to travel up to, you can say, Pandharpur from Pune or from Mumbai. Okay, so in between it is there near Indapur region for 2 days, for example. Just very simple example I am. So in this case everything is as per plan, but the lead time, the delivery of material is not up to time due to, and forget about this law and order and other situation. In corona pandemic, we observed that many of the times that home delivery was also in the previous stage before at the starting phase. No any permission for this, and afterwards by taking due care as far as in view of this corona pandemic, then the home delivery started. So like this is just some examples for your better understanding I am giving. So to provide a reserve stock, so if there is somewhat plus minus as far as this standard time when we give order, generally if one item is there, after giving the order within next 5 days, on day 5 the item will available in our store. This is standardized case, but inventory control is saying that okay, no problem, if further 2 more days the item will the material is not available, still we should have some reserve stock. So it is the to provide a reserve stock for variation in the lead times. Then to provide a scientific base for both short term and long term planning of material. Scientific base. So it is not the case that what is required, okay, it is required day after tomorrow, let us purchase. It is not required for next 3 months, don't purchase. So it is not like that. A scientific base should be there, what is required, at what time it is required, what quantity is required, how we should order, what is the benefit of ordering in bulk quantity, whether we are having the storing capacity for that, whether we are having, apart from storing, is there any contamination as per as the atmospheric conditions, is there any perishable item as per as the food related industry is concerned. So it will provide a scientific base for this. So these are the objectives of inventory control. Benefits of inventory control. It is an established fact that through the practice of scientific inventory control, the stocks can be reduced anywhere between 10 to 40%. So it has already been proved that the practice of scientific inventory control, any firm is going for this scientific inventory control, whatever the stock level that they are maintaining, it has been found to be reduced to 10% to 40%. And this is the outcome of this inventory control. The benefits are like improvement in customer relationship because timely delivery of goods and service. We are the company is having inventory. No any machine is stopped due to this. Smooth production as per the requirement of the customer, and everything okay as per the whatever the delivery of goods and services is expected, it is achieved, it is as per the delivery schedule, and this therefore customer relationship will be good one. Then smooth and uninterrupted production and hence no stock out. Uninterrupted production, as and when the material is required, in what quantity, in what quality the material is available, and no interruption in production due to this non-availability of material, and no stock out. It is not the case that material khatam, no stock out. Efficient utilization of working capital, as the material is available and no any problem, not only in material. We have discussed this inventory issues about material, then tooling, then jigs, then fixtures, and other miscellaneous things, whatever is required. So all the things are available at the required time, required place. Therefore, efficient utilization of working capital is ensured in inventory control. It helps in minimizing loss due to deterioration, obsolescence, damage, and proliferate. So again, this is one of the different points. So it helps to minimize the loss of deterioration. For example, if any we are demanding one of the product 5,000 quantity, as it is having less price in market, but the 5,000 quantity is required, that consumption for that company, it will take 5 hours. So the 5,000 quantity, last items, whatever last 100, it will be utilized after 5 years. So there are chances that they get deteriorated or obsolescence is also there. So now if you can say, let us take one example, obsolescence, damage, and proliferate. So let us take one example of obsolescence. As per the demand, many things are, or as per the change of the era and advanced technology, many things are getting obsoleted or obsolete. So what is obsolescence? So you can say in previous days there companies, now also there are companies, but I am sharing with, there are photographs and good cameras. There is a good competition between this Canon and Kodak, and Kodak is the company which is very means popular as far as this camera and this camera accessories are concerned. The previous day, the rolls, etc., the roll loading, and then going for this camera, etc. Okay, so everything excellent. Then Canon also excellent, no problem. Now in 2005 that cameras were used, in 2001, 2, 3, 4 that cameras were used. Then it is the era started for digital cameras and handycam, etc. So for example, if I might have purchased at that time in 2004 that the rolls 36 photos in that one particular roll. In Marathi, you can call it as a reel. So in that roll is loading and then going for capturing the photograph. So if you see, if I have purchased it, if I might have purchased in 2004, a big sale is there, and now I can purchase. The roll price is 100 rupees, and the Kodak is offering price at only 25 rupees. So let us purchase 1,000 quantity. If I might have purchased that 1,000 quantity, I might have utilized up to 2010, where there are some facilities for developing whatever the you will get the negative film, develop it and going for photograph up to now. It is completely optional. Now no one is everyone there is digital photographs and you are taking the printing, so there is no question of the developing the and other things. Now much more facilities go in digicam and go in laptops, computers, and there are Photoshop and different softwares by using which you can deal with the picture quality and the different aspects. So this is the, if I might have purchased that uh, rolls and the camera, now it is completely obsolete. So again, it is the also one of the point to be considered. Economy in purchasing. So if I will purchase 100 quantity for one of the item and I will purchase 10,000 quantity for the same item or 1,000 quantity for the same item, I can negotiate with the provider as my quantity is more. So this is economy in purchasing. And if you will get all the three dealers are there, all three are offering 10% discount for that. If you discuss with one of the more industry from which we want to purchase, and he is ready for 12% discount also, that 2%, let us say that 100 rupees item, so per item you will save 2 rupees. So let us assume that 1000 component you can save 2000 rupees. If more and more order is there, you may save up to 20,000 rupees also. So this is also, so in handling this or purchasing and the order in variation in rupees, or and I can say paise also. So one of the order is very huge quantity nut and bolts are there. So if this it is offered for let us say that 5 rupees 60 paisa for one of these 5.6, and anyone is offering at 5.1, so that 50 paise, or we can say 0.5 rupees, it will also play a very big role if the order quantity is much more. Eliminate the possibility of duplicating the order. So once you set the order in inventory control, 1000 order is there and every month 100 components are required. It is not required to go for duplicating the orders. Once it is standardized process, every month you will get that 100 orders. Okay. Friends, let us see this, discuss various costs associated with inventory. So what are the different cost or cost concept related to inventory? So purchase or production cost, very first. So what is this purchase or production cost? So purchase, if any item is required in the production, and if it is that is directly order or taken from any other vendor like nut and bolts, or I have given you idea that indicator, then silencer, then headlight, tail light, and whatever the liners, etc., or small things, nut bolts required in any automobile. So it is not the case that all the automobile manufacturer companies like TVS, Bajaj, and Honda, they will go for manufacturing these small things. They will directly purchase it. Or production cost. Production, raw material is there, and the raw material is completely converted into a finished product by producing, by making some of the operations, and the value is enhanced, and the final product is ready. So this is the first cost associated with inventory, that is purchase or production cost. And it is, we are telling, I am talking about only about inventory to, because if I will purchase any quantity, then that material money is blocked. Then it is kind of covered under the second point also, capital cost. So capital cost, if I will purchase 100 items, and if I will purchase 1000 items, so 100 items, let us say 10 rupees, 1000 rupees, and they are required for 1 month. If I will purchase now only 1000 components, 10,000 rupees will be blocked, and next 10 months they are required. So that remaining 9,000, which I might or I can go for, I may go for 100 per month ordering. So that capital will not block. Ordering cost, procurement cost, or replenishment cost. Ordering cost, let us take example. If you want to purchase a pen, you will directly visit to any of the shop, and you will ask, like, I want to buy, show me different pens, and the retailer or the shopkeeper will show you what type of pen you want, ask you, and 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, up to 100, 200 rupees the pen. You will select one pen, you will pay the money and start utilizing. Friends, this is not the practice in industry. Let it be, you can say some miscellaneous items, small items up to 500 rupees here and there, 1000 rupees. Okay, they can be purchased directly. There is again some procedure for direct purchase, but generally, whenever there is a bulk purchase, So in such cases, there is the calling for the quotations, releasing the notice. If big order is there, releasing the tender. So here the purchase department, the marketing department will involve, and different people will involve, and then order is released, then tenders are called, quotations are called, comparative is made, and who is this, who will give with lesser cost, it is decided, and then again further negotiation will happen, and finally the order is placed. So it is not the case that it all things will be done by one person. So it is procurement or replenishment means this is the procedure. There is involvement of office or accounts, finance, involvement of purchase, involvement of marketing, involvement of any publicity person for releasing the tender. So all these costs will associated. Okay, this ordering cost, again there are two types, fixed and variable. So purchasing cost. So it is not the case that all standard items are there. So a nut bolt you take or any other item you take, some standardized case is there. If any one of the item is there not available in Indian market, it may go for variable cost. Now the dealer is knowing that this is not available anywhere in India, and I am the only person in US or in the world. There are only two manufacturers for that unit. Then he can demand for higher amount as per the requirement, and the cost may vary. You cannot say last time I have purchased for this $20 and now how you are asking $30. Changes, variable cost. Then inspection. Inspection is the one of the quality control aspects. So there are fixed costs as per the standard quality control schedule is there, and whatever the dimension checks and the quality checks, surface roughness checks, or go and no go gauges as per the standard production schedule, it is there. It is fixed cost. Now variable cost. Some of the cases it is not as per requirement. Some of the cases on-site quality control is required. So in these cases, if you have given the order to third party and you don't want to send your person to them, then you have to hire any third party, and you also not believe in the inspection of that party who is providing you the order. Then there are many third party quality control agencies are there. You have to, and government authorized agencies are there. So just you have to adopt that, approach that industry, and they will go for the checking of the quality, and you will get the report. Here this variable cost, so fixed and variable. Then the accounting. This accounting is not related to that financial accounting. These are related to materials, account keeping. What is the stock available? What is the per day usage, and what is the minimum level? Whether to go for reordering, etc., etc. So there is separate in big industries. There is separate central stores or only stores department is there, and there are personnel who are looking after this. And then transportation cost, this is very important. Now if any firm is demanding some of the items, 1000 items, then loading the items and unloading the items, they generally done by this contract type labor also. So they are not having the fixed labor, so these are the variable cost. Now that 1000 item loading, it may be for just you can use that one item by using hand also. So like this 1000 items are there, hire 4 persons and 1000 rupees among them, so 250 rupees, whatever 2-3 hours required. Okay, this time, next time the cost may be higher. So again, this loading and unloading depending upon the size. Some of the times you may have to go for this cranes for loading and unloading purpose and transportation also. So here these are the different fixed and variable costs associated in that particular concept, that is ordering cost. Now inventory carrying cost and shortage cost. Let us discuss inventory carrying cost, holding cost. So storage cost. If for example the plates are demanded and your forgings are there, casting is there, lot of raw material is there, then you have to store the raw material in the stores or in the now there is a question whether the material is of that quality. It is open yard, open space, no any shade shelter for that particular material, no any locking system, etc. Okay, no one will it will not also possibility, there is no possibility the material is getting stolen because the weight itself is in tons. Okay, that is different. But whether there is any effect of the atmospheric conditions, any contamination, this is one of the aspects. Okay, storage. So rent, then heating arrangement, lighting arrangement. Some of the cases heating is applicable depending upon in what area and which type of material you are storing. Lighting everywhere it is required. So it is not the case that just put the material anywhere. So a proper, and again material handling is there, handled cost. Cost associated with moving items such as cost of labor, equipment of handling. So taking the material from the vehicle, truck, keeping in the stores and sending the to the production shop where it is required, material handling is required. Labor cost is there, then crane, etc. is required, that costs are there. Depreciation, taxes and insurance, very, very important. Depreciation, if a material is there and if you will use that material after 10 hours, there is one more concept, depreciation. After 1 year, the cost is it is not having that much value as it have now currently. Then different taxes involved, and insurance is also one of the important parts. You might have heard that this go down of sugar industry due to fire, it completely burned and some accident happened and safety and hazard, etc. Okay, but all are insured, so they will get the benefit of insurance. So depending upon what type storage you are going, yeah, insurance is also important. Cost on record keeping, what is the today stock, what is the stock entered today in the our stores, what is the stock given to production at the end of the day, what is the stock available. So again, manpower is required for this holding cost. Then product deterioration and obsolescence, I have already explained. Then spoilage, breakage, pilferage and loss due to perishable consumable nature. So again, now we are discussing only about the shop floor items. This concept can be applicable to perishable items, like you can say, if you are, anyone is the vendor of the fruits, or anyone is going for making the jam and he want that continuous supply of fruit. So how many fruits he can take and what is his time of processing. If the fruits are not in a good condition up to the time of processing, again it will have the different impact. So these are the different inventory carrying cost or inventory holding cost. Then next is shortage cost. Shortage name only indicates shortage cost. It includes back order cost. Now back order is the concept. You can see now any company is having much more rush of orders. 5 orders are going on and five are of very important, and there is no time to take new order in this month. Still such orders are arriving. They may take the orders for time being, depending upon some orders they may take, some orders they may say that okay, that sixth order is also, you can say, very urgent. Then the firm will say, now it is not possible, now we may give you delivery in the month of March. If you are agree, no problem. If you are not agree, then the order will not be taken. If any customer will agree also, then for March also, then the production will not started until and unless current orders that are in hand, they will get complete. For example, month of January, so these orders will start in the month of February and they will be delivered. So this concept is the back order part. Okay, when the available or time will get, and when they will having the available material, then they will start processing. Loss of future sales, so this is shortage cost. So loss of future sales means now any company is asking that we want this product in the month of June, but whatever your plant capacity is available, you are already rush of orders and you cannot take the order, though you are having, means though the customer is approaching, you have to say plainly, we can fulfill your order, but after some time. And loss of customer goodwill, if you will take the order and you will not complete, then the customer goodwill will lost, that okay, now we cannot rely on this company is taking the order but they are not fulfilling. And this is all, you can say, this depends upon the inventory. Extra cost associated with urgent small quantity ordering cost. Now if you are having everything, you are planning everything, but there is the failure of 2-3 items. For example, you say some of the electric components you are manufacturing, and for everything you require some capacitors, some resistor and some ICs, etc. And you are having everything in cost, but at that time you will come to know that these 10 ICs are not working, or you have to go for a different, then and you want today only. So if you are a company in Pune and you have purchased that from Bangalore, you have purchased 1000 ICs, so now you require only 10 to 15 ICs. Will you go for that Bangalore? The time not permits. It is the condition that you have to go for, like, oh, who is vendor in the Pune? Okay, so first IC, for example, that IC is 550 rupees you have purchased. So now that Pune person will charge you 650 or 700 for that 10 quantity, because at that time you have gone for 1000 quantity and you have taken from Bangalore. Now it is urgent. small quantity, therefore you have to go for extra or more cost. And this generally we observe everywhere in our day-to-day life also. Loss of profit contribution by lost sales revenue. See, so these all points we have discussed. So this definitely affects on the profit contribution by lost sales revenue. So future sales will get lost and it will have share to the profit contribution, and ultimately there is loss in the profit contribution. So friends, these are the different costs which are available. And now let us move toward the inventory control terminology. So there are some bits in this inventory control terminology. So let us go. Demand. So we have already discussed this word in chapter number 2, forecasts. Many times we have discussed about this word demand. It is the number of items, products required per unit of time. Number of items required per unit of time. The demand may be deterministic or probabilistic in nature. That concept again we will discuss afterwards. So it is just the number of items or what are the different products required per unit of time. Per unit may be monthly, weekly, daily, hourly, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. So what are the different number of items or different number of products required? It is nothing but the demand. And all the things will based on this first word is demand. Then second, order cycle. The time period between two successive orders is called order cycle. Time period between two successive orders. First order, let us say, an order is released in the month of first week of January. Order is for 3 months. Next order release first week of April. Next will be July. Next will be October. So if you try to analyze the pattern, you will come to know that the time period between two successive orders is 3 months. The same order or some variation in the order plus minus 10% is released after every 3 months. So the order cycle is 3 months. After every 3 months, the order is getting repeated. So order cycle is 3 months. Okay. Lead we have already discussed. The length of time between the placing an order time and receipt of items is called lead time. Today I will release the order. Today is, you can say, 5th of today you can say 5th of January. Order is released. Now I will get the order in my shop on 15th. This time I will call it as lead time. So time between placing an order. Today I will release, or now for 1 hour I have released the order. So 5th to 15, if you go for counting, 10 complete days. If you want to go in more and more deterministic, you go in hours, or I will say 11 days are required for completing the order. So just this is just example. So it is the time between when the order is released and when the receipt of items, the items I will receive and I will unload it from the whatever the truck or from the whatever vehicle or from whatever means they are provided. So this time in between these two is nothing but the lead. It is called as lead time. Next is safety stock. It is also called as buffer stock. The name only indicates buffer or safety before going for the stock. What is buffer or safety? Always kept for some additional purpose. When and when it is required, when and where it is required, we are using. So this buffer stock for everything, it is kept in general purpose. Also we have seen in many times we are saying that this is the buffer stock of money, or this is the buffer money I have saved, I have kept aside. So when it is required in the crucial time only I will use it. This is the word of this buffer. So safety, it is also called as buffer stock or minimum stock. It is the stock or inventory needed to account for delays in material supply and to account for sudden increase in demand due to rush order. So this is the safety stock, it is always maintained up to certain level. This is the minimum stock always maintained. The stock is not, means the company will take care that it will not go below that minimum stock. And this stock is maintained in order to, we can say, tackle for delays in material supply. Just now I have given that it is my standardized schedule for last 3 years, that when I will release the order after 10 days, on 11th day, the material will be in my hand. But if you release order in the month of April and due to some different conditions, you will not get the material by 20 days. So what is your standard schedule is 10 days. On day 11, you are getting the material. This is your experience for last 3 years. But due to some unavoidable condition, situation, it may happen. So this delays in material supply, this buffer stock will be utilized at that time to account for sudden increase in demand. Every day 10 items are required for product A and processing of it and sending it to customer. Demand rush is there that every day you are going to use 15 items. So 5 items more every day. So from where you will bring it? It is from the safety stock. Immediately order will be placed for the replenishment, but by that time production should not hamper, and it is not the case that production is allowed to hamper, so the safety stock is used. Okay, so thank you friends, we will stop here and we will continue the remaining part in the next lecture.